Solo board gaming night here, and today I'm going to be unboxing Descent Legends of the Dark, The Betrayer's War, as well as its promo, which I have no idea what's in there. But apart from unboxing this, I'm actually going to build the terrain, and I'm actually going to compare it to Act 1. I'm going to actually go ahead and start off with the promo box because, to be honest, it's what I've been most curious about. The good thing about pre-ordering this game via my local shop is that for some reason this local shop always ends up giving me a promo box whenever I do it, and I really enjoy it. So right off the bat, let's go ahead and just take a look, and I could see that there's a nice pair of dice, it looks like, and some sort of, it looks like the phoenix that Cyrus uses. I'm guessing that this is a special version of whatever is included in this Act 2. I'm not too sure yet, but I feel pretty good thinking that this is what it is. It does look cool. It's hard to see the details a little bit, but if you're thinking about a phoenix, it really does look cool. And I mean, it looks like it's on fire, so it's cool. I like it. And when it comes to the dice, to be honest, I think it's cool. I like that they're kind of just like these clear set of extra dice, but I think I prefer the colored ones. The blue, the orange, and the black ones from the original game. But, you know, as an extra part of the promo, I can't complain. It was free, so I'm okay with it. I like it too. I find it so satisfying when I get to open a brand new board game. That's as close as ASMR I will ever get, but wow, that's satisfying. I'm going to go ahead and take out this lid, which is actually kind of tough to do. And before we do anything or get any further than this, I want to go ahead and take a look at the art on the side of the box. You could tell that it's double floored, just like the first one. So there's going to be two parts of this box, the top and the bottom. And the art here definitely stands out. I want to say it looks slightly different than what I remember part one. I mean, I look at the box all the time and it just has a different feel to it. But other than that, yeah, I like the box. It looks great. It's slightly smaller than the first one, and I'll show you that later on in the video. As far as the rulebook goes, I'm not going to get into it because it's just more of the same. And this, building the terrain, actually brings a lot of nice memories from when I first got this channel started. I still remember when I made that video. I didn't even know what I was doing, but I figured, hey, I'm just going to go ahead and make this video. And I never thought that that was going to be the reason that I would be interested in making a board gaming channel. But that's true story. And well, I just have to point out right now, what is in this box is really cool. This is impactful. One of those things when you look at it, it kind of just has you gasp a little bit. You have to check this out. This is a monstrosity of a miniature. I mean, can you even call it a miniature at this point? Look at this thing. This is gigantic. Wow, I mean, the details look, wow. This really gets me excited to play this game. I mean, just looking at the detail lets me know that, in my opinion, I think they kind of outdid themselves with this sculpt because, wow, the detail is incredible. I think that it beats the first one. Anything in the first one. This looks really, really good. Wow. I actually want to use this mini as a scale just so you get an idea of how big the scope is. I mean, look at that. Let me put it on the side here. Look at that. Wow, what a huge difference this is really cool. This reminds me of when I would play like a video game and the sequel was just a huge step above and beyond the previous one. I mean, take a look at the detail in this. Wow, look at all the armor he's got on. This is cool. The poles, the hands. I'm gonna put this off to the side, but wow, that was very impressive. A very good first impression of what it is that I'm expecting to find in this box. So I'm gonna go ahead and just open the rest of the minis and take a look at the differences between what's here in the first act of Descent Legends of the Dark. And oh look, this is that Phoenix that I had in the promo. So yeah, I was right. This one looks cool because you see the detail in it much more. I couldn't see the detail as well in the promo, but I mean the promo's still cool. It looks like it's on fire, and that is cool. But when you compare the both, the original, the gray one has more detail. This isn't going to be a hyper edited video like I normally do. This is going to be a video just kind of hanging out, chilling out, and having a good time. Speaking of, here's Bryn, and immediately I can tell that there has been an incredible update when it comes to the way that Bryn looks. I mean, I'm going to put a little screenshot to compare what she used to look like, but this is a significant change. It looks way better in this updated version. And let's see what we have here. We have Galadin, and Galadin looks completely, he looks furious. He looks intimidating in this one. Once again, an update. I mean, look at the detail here. This is so good. I'm going to say the same thing. This feels like when I play a sequel to a really good video game and it's like the sequel is way better than what came before it. I mean, just take a look at how he used to look versus to the way he looks now. This is really well done. Then we have Cyrus. Now, Cyrus looks cool. I do like his updated look. Yeah, it is cool. However, I still think if I had to compare both of them, I still think that part one probably was a little better, just a little better, but still, it looks cool. He actually kind of looks a little younger here. They gave him a little bit of a trim. This is how he used to look. You see the Phoenix the way he was on the scope, but I guess since now there's must be something gameplay related, but yeah, and then we have what was this girl's name? I forgot. Kelly. It was Kelly. That's right. Here's Kelly, and she also she looks way better in this scope than in Act 1 by far. She really does. She looks like she has more personality. There's more character to her. Now, she was never my favorite character in the game. That one is one that's coming up soon, but yeah, I mean, when you compare her to the original, I think the new one has way more personality. And now I want to take a look at Chance, and Chance just so happens to be my favorite character. And I like that he's unmasked in this one. I think that looks really cool because now you could actually see his face and what he looks like, and I like his pose is really neat. Although he looked good in the first one, I think once again this is a character that is a significant improvement in the way it looks as compared to the way he used to look in part 1. I mean, just it kind of reminds me of what's that? The Marvel game, the Marvel United, with the way the bases are here. That's really, really well done. Kudos to whoever designed the sculpt. Here's the original, and it still looks good, but I like the new one. And Varix, now check this out. He's got some sort of sling, and I really like this updated look. Varix's change came more in like his pose more than anything else, because his look kind of remained the same, in my opinion. Not much has changed. Maybe it's subtle. If I see it side by side, I'll see it. But the sculpt looks much more expressive, especially with the sling. He looks a little bit fierce here. I really like the way he looks. Once again, just like Gladden, he looks a little more intimidating in my opinion. He still has that oversized staff, but I think the way his staff is now is going to be easier to be moving him around the dungeon, because I felt that his staff actually caused a problem whenever you were moving him in a dungeon, and this kind of I think is going to fix that issue. Oh, by the way, here's the way he looked in the part 1. You can see how his staff, he used to extend his staff. And here's a look at some bad guys. This guy has bells all over him, which is really cool. I'm guessing that he's going to buff the bad guys or call more bad guys to the battlefield. Look at this huge bell in the back. It even has detail inside the bell. This is phenomenal. I am really impressed with what has been done with Betrayer's War. I'm going to be honest. I was expecting more of the same. I wasn't even like overly excited to play part 2 because part 1 is really long. But now that I'm seeing this, it has like re-sparked that desire for me to want to play this game. I mean, just by looking at the scopes and the great job that they've done really is impressive. Look at this. The part 1 had wolves, if you remember. Anyone who played it. This is some sort of lizard creature. This is, once again, I mean, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but this really takes the cake. I love these scopes even better. I like these minis so far even better than part 1. And anyone that has ever seen my top 10 favorite miniatures of all time video, Descent Legends of the Dark was in it. But I think that this one beats that. And I'm really happy about that because they could have kind of just shoehorned everything and put it together and just released it. It doesn't seem like it. They really did seem to take their time and really think about how they were going to design all of the bad guys and heroes. I mean, the heroes were a definite upgrade. And it's just nice to see more bad guys, because if part 1 had like one thing I could say a con about, is that there was not that much variety when it came to, I mean, there was, but not a lot really. And it's just nice to see new bad guys come into the fold, and it'll be nice to have like a mix of Act 1 and Act 2, which I'm pretty sure this is how it's going to happen because that's how Journeys in Middle Earth worked and everything. Now, this guy looks like Dracula. Come on. This looks like Alucard. Look at this pose is awesome. This is my favorite miniature so far. Next to the giant dragon that I showed in the beginning, look at this, is so cool. His fingers, his fingernails, his grimacing, terrorizing smile, and he's just looking like he's a menace. This is great. Look at the way his coat or his cloak, what is it? Yeah. Oh man, his cape just flaps in the wind. This is a cool miniature. This one's my favorite one so far, and it's funny because I've loved them all actually, but this one is the best out of all of them yet. And then, oh, check this out. Okay, so we have, oh, skeleton. We have a skeleton figure. I am a huge Castlevania fan, and I always love seeing the skeleton enemies. They're throwing bones at you and everything, and this reminds me of Castlevania. And so does the Dracula that came before this. It's like, were they inspired by Castlevania when they made this game? Because it really is giving me Castlevania vibes right now, and I'm really liking what I see. Once again, it has to do with their expressions, the way that they're posed, just the detail. It's really, really impressive. And honestly, it's exciting. It's rekindled my desire to play, to jump back into the world of Descent. I mean, this is cool. Look how there's his cape is all, it's all torn and worn. Oh, it's gonna look so cool from above. Oh, I could. This is gonna be so much fun to play. Oh, this is exciting. I really do like that. Now, why he has a skull imprinted on his skull, I don't know, but it's funny. And then we just have a knight. This knight actually reminds me of the Black Knight from the Scooby Doo show. Just if he was actually intimidating. But yeah, this, I mean, what can I say? This game so far, at least when it has come to the scopes of the minis, has gone, look at his satchel, has gone above and beyond anything I was expecting. I wasn't really expecting to be as impressed. I just thought it was going to be more of the same. And I am so glad that this has been the final product. I was afraid that Fantasy Flight was going to shoehorn this act, and so far what I'm seeing is letting me know that they actually tried here, and I'm so excited for that. And here's the box, the inside of the box, that supposedly it's going to have some sort of gameplay interaction. You're going to be able to use this inner part right here to be able to, I guess, make dungeons look different, make them multi-layered even more so than they already are, I guess. I don't know, multi-leveled. So I'm just going to take it out over here just to see if there's anything on the... Oh, there's like these little holes here so you could put your finger in it. Oh, that's much easier. That's much easier. That'll prevent the box from getting damaged. Yeah, look, there's even spaces to move. Look at that. Yeah, that's neat. I'm interested to see what they're gonna do with this. Really, I mean, it's just more terrain, a new dungeon room or whatever, but it's still cool. It'd be nice to see ladders in there or something, because I know there are ladders in this game. Now, let's see. Now these are all the tokens and all the terrain. Hold on a second. It's a little difficult to take out of the box. All right, so these are all the terrain and tokens. I see some new tokens I've never seen before, and more pillars, which I'm guessing this is going to be a multi leveled game, which is really cool because part 1 had some cool ones. Whoa, I got to look at these character cards because right off the bat, can you not notice this is a completely remade character. I mean, Bryn looks really nice. She looks pretty. She looks powerful. This is how Bryn should have looked. I mean, does anyone remember what she looked like in the first one? This is a huge upgrade. I mean, I actually like the way she looks. Here, check out the first one. Look at this. It's a completely different person. Wow, that I love the new art style. Oh, check out Chance. Chance is my favorite. I'll say it again. I really enjoyed playing as Chance. I just liked everything about him. I loved his move set. I just loved his story, being a thief and getting away from his clan and the band that he was with. I like that they removed the mask. I really do, because you could see him more. I just like it. Galadin check. Wow. What a giant difference. Look at his face. Like everything about this, he no longer looks like scrawny and sick. He looks powerful, intimidating. He looks good. I mean, check out how he used to look. The Act 1 did not have the best art, and this one really fixed it. Here's Kelly. And you know what? They changed her slightly. There's a slight change here. Not as drastic as Bryn and Galadin, but she looks more, I don't know, likable now, I guess. I don't know what the one. I just like this new art style. Now, here's Cyrus. And one thing I noticed, yeah, he does. He looks younger. I knew it. When I looked at the sculpt, I was like, well, there's something different about him. And the difference is that he looks younger. They trimmed his facial beard, his beard and his hair, it seems, if I remember. Or, no, he had a hoodie. But he looks younger now. I like how he looks here. He looked cool in the first one too. I really did like it. He didn't he didn't change too drastically. I think he just, and same here. Look, I'm looking at Varix. There's a subtle change in Varix, maybe in his eyes, maybe if I can remember right. Varix and Cyrus has seen the least amount of change. Like I think Varix's sculpt was really nice, but yeah, the difference isn't too drastic. It's there. It's subtle, but it's not as drastic as Bryn and Galadin. I mean, that is huge. And here's just more underlay. Excuse me, underlays for the game. Nothing too big and important. Now I know that this might not be too popular, but I don't want to go through the cards, number one, because I think that makes for boring videos. But personally, I want the things that I see come out in this game, the things that I find and upgrade, to be a mystery for me. Now, this is the part of the video that is very nostalgic to me because this is how my channel really got started to begin with. I had made two videos before this, but I was never planning on doing anything with this channel at all. I was just wanting to talk about, my first video was how I went from video games to board games and how I enjoy board games more than video games now, although I still like video games, but I just find more enjoyment in board games. And I know a lot of you feel the same way as I do, but that was the first video I made, and it was just a day that I just randomly, I was kind of feeling down in the dumps, and I was like, you know, I'm just gonna grab a video and talk about this new hobby that I found, and I liked it, but I really didn't do much with it. And then shortly after that, I made a video about, I think it was Madara. I had done a storage solution for Madara because I thought Madara was a nightmare when it came to an insert, lack of insert, and a storage solution. And I was like, well, you know what? Since this game was such a nightmare to store, I'm going to make a video. Maybe I can help someone. So I made that video. And then I hadn't made a video for a very, very long time. And I had pre-ordered Legends of the Dark. And I wasn't sure if I was gonna pick it up because I was hearing a lot of negativity about the game when it first released, and I was like, well, what if I don't like it? I don't want to get it and just like have it just sit there. But I remembered this game called Nier back in the day, about 14 years ago maybe. There was this game on the PlayStation 3 called Nier, and it was critically panned. I mean, this game was so badly panned. It was so critically panned that, I mean, I think it had like 3 and 4s out of 10, like just throughout all of the critics that were around at the time. But it used to interest me, and I remember I played it, and later on when it was on a deep sale, and I remember loving it. And from that point on, I was like, you know, I'm not really gonna listen to what people say anymore. I'm just gonna go by the simple fact of, if something looks interesting to me, I'm gonna play it, I'm gonna buy it, I'm gonna check it out for myself, and I'm gonna make up my own mind. That was the first time that I started making up, like, I stopped following what reviewers would say, and I just started going with what I felt was right. And Legends of the Dark was the case for this game, and I almost fell into that same pattern of, oh, there's a lot of people talking negatively about it, I don't think I'm gonna want it. But at the end of the day, I went ahead and I jumped in. When I wasn't gonna pick it up, but my local store called me and said, hey, you know, it's in if you wanna pick it up, and it comes with a promo. And I was like, ooh, it comes with the promo. So I was like, you know, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. By the way, this is not scripted. If you haven't noticed yet, it's not scripted. It's kind of just talking, just hang out and have fun with you guys. And yeah, I mean you guys. But yeah, he's like, it comes with the promo. I was like, you know what? It looks interesting to me. It was the 3D terrain that really did it. I was so curious as to how the 3D terrain was gonna work, and people were talking about. They were talking about the app, but I really like Journeys in Middle Earth. I started really enjoying Mansions of Madness, the Star Wars Imperial Assault. Now, I play all sorts of games, not just app-based games, but I never minded the app-based part of the game. So I was like, that doesn't bother me at all. And I'm really interested because I never played a game with terrain before. So I was really into wanting to know. So I just went for it. And I really, I had that game because it had come early at the store. And I had that game sitting there for almost a week. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to make one more video because I'm so curious as to how the terrain looks. I wonder if other people are just as curious as I am about what the terrain looks like. So I decided to make a video about building the terrain. I went to sleep that night, and when I woke up, there was hundreds of views. I was like, what? What happened here? How did this video get hundreds of views? I never even expected anyone to watch. I mean, other than that, the previous videos had gotten, I think, like 15 views, 20 views, something like that. So I was not expecting anything. It was just my curiosity, which led me to make that video. And I literally wanted to see what the terrain looked like, and I was pretty sure other people wanted to see what the terrain looked like too. So that's how it started. I did that, and I was like, "Oh, this is cool. People actually liked the video, and I had fun doing it." So I was like, "Why not?" But then something happened. I was like, "Wait a minute." I had made like 2 or 3 videos on Descent Legends of the Dark because I was excited to play it, and the app didn't release yet. And I thought about it. I was like, wait a minute. I'm not going to keep making videos about Descent Legends of the Dark because, yes, I'm excited for it. Yes, I want to play it. And when I played it, I was like, yes, I really do like it. But I don't want to make a channel which is based on just a game. I don't want to just have content that's a game. And I'm going to be bored to death by the time a couple videos roll in. So I was like, I'm not gonna do this. I'm gonna try different videos, try new things, and I did. And the tough part about that was whenever I made a video that wasn't about Descent Legends of the Dark, it didn't get almost any views at all. And I was like, oh, that stinks because I really put a lot of effort in it. Well, back then, that's what I thought what a lot of effort was. I've changed a lot. And that's thanks to your feedback, really. I just kind of bettered what I was doing with my channel. And I was just like, well, that stinks that I'm getting less views, but I like what I'm doing. I'm not really doing it for the views at this point. And I had like this epiphany. I was like, you know what? Why don't I just record all my journey through solo board gaming? Because I had just found out that you could play board games solo. And I was like, let me go through this, just like archive my experiences with board games. And that's what I set out to do. And that's what I did. I never really bought games that like the masses were saying is the best game ever. You got to play this game. That wasn't me. I was like, no, I want to get a game that calls my attention. And that's how I started building the channel. I started playing games that I wanted to play. Because what I started noticing is, and it's the same thing with video game reviewers, just reviewers in general. They play so many things that I have to ask, do they even go back and play whatever game they said that they loved or whatever game they said that they didn't like? Because I've been on both sides of the road here. I've been in 2 different situations. One in which I've played a game that I've liked a lot and then later on not liked it. But on the flip side, I've played a game that I didn't like and then later on ended up loving it. So I was always curious as to how can reviewers that review so many games, do they even play their games and come back to it? And that's something that I started trying to focus on my channel. I wanted to make sure that I didn't just get into this pattern of getting games just for the sake of reviewing it and making content, but I wanted to play the games that I have. It's funny because some of you may have noticed that I have not been posting a lot lately, and it's not because of lack of games to play and cover. I have plenty that you have not seen, that I have not shown off, that I'm in the middle of reviewing or interested in reviewing. It's just that life has been so incredibly hectic. But the point is that I didn't want to just start buying to put a review out and never play the game again. So I made it my mission to make this channel based on games that I want to play, so that you know that if I like it, it's because I was interested in it before I played it. And if I didn't like it, that means the game really disappointed me. And there are a few that have, not many though, because I usually really try to make sure I am really into or really think that I'm going to like the game before I open the wallet, because as you all know, come on, we can't get everything that's out there. And shelf space is very, very limited, especially with board games. It's not like movies or video games where you could just put a DVD case or a Blu-ray case on in your shelf and fit 50 in one shelf or more. No, this is, you buy 3 or 4 games and you have half a bookshelf already, or half a shelf already filled. I mean, this is really something you got to really think about. And that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to just get games that I wanted to play, that I was interested in, and that I will go back to. And it's funny because I started with one shelf, then moved on to 2 shelves, and now I think I have like 6 or something like that. I don't know. I think, and I need more because no, I have more. But the thing is that nothing there is throwaway. Nothing there is something that I look at and I say, I never want to play it again. Everything there, I look at and I have like a smile on my face. I'm like, yeah, that's a good game. That was a good time. I'm going to go back to it. I'm going to get back to it. And that is what my collection looks like. That's what my collection feels like to me. Maybe some people look at the games that I like and they might not, they might not like it as much as I do, and that's fine, because we all have different tastes in games. But I am happy with the games that I've played and I've shown off, and I legit have like this excitement that when I'm liking a game, I really get kind of hyper with it, and I truly enjoy what I'm doing. It's like an actual passion. Like, I've always heard the term passion project, but I legit think that what I have going on here is a real life passion project, and it's my passion project, and I'm glad that I'm recording and archiving it and just sharing it with everyone of you that watch it. And I'm so happy that you guys watch it. But yeah, I've really liked what I've been doing. I've been really busy lately. A lot of things have changed. A lot of things that I didn't see coming. A lot of things I didn't expect at all. I mean, talk about life throwing curveballs at you. But I'm okay. And I'm good with it. And I'm happy, which is what's most important. The only thing is I do have to set priorities, and although I love board games, my priority right now is making sure everything else in my life is great, which it is, but I have a lot of responsibilities I have to look at and take care of, and I'm gonna do that. But I promise, whenever I get a chance to make a video like I did today, I will do it. And yeah, this one wasn't scripted and highly edited and all that good fancy fun stuff I like to do with my other ones, but this is the most down-to-earth video I probably made in a long time, and I'm really glad that I did it, and I hope you all enjoyed it just as much as I enjoyed it. Wow, well, I feel like I could have talked so much more, but it's already like 30 minutes have gone by, and I know you guys have something to do. I just want to say thank you for spending time with me. I appreciate you all. This was Solo Board Gaming Night, and I hope that you and everyone else has a great game night. Take care, Solo Knights.